sustainability has now taken a centerpiece of any organization planning, and it has also become an integral piece of every future action that we are taking it here. Now, if you really look at the role of CIOs in sustainability, it is getting increasingly very, very important because of the fact that organizational sustainability covers four important areas. The first is about the climatic change that is taking place. Second is the increased globalization. Third very important thing is about the social inequality. And then the fourth very, very important thing is about the inclusion of diversity, which is there. So, by and large, there are four topics which drive a sustainability strategy for any organization. Now, the important thing out of this is all these areas need a solution which needs to be on a digital platform, because having a physical control or physical processes in any of these areas are not going to be suitable to anybody. An organization is, uh, you know, while we are running our today's business, we are also preparing ourselves for the future changes which are going to come to kind of future-proof us from the entire rapid, the kind of changes which are happening to the business. Now, it is physically impossible to run it like what we did yesterday. Um, so every new thought which is coming, every new process that is being introduced today is on a digital platform. And mind you, when you talk about digital platform, it is just not automating a process, but it is rapidly transforming it to use the latest technology and make sure that there is not only just a transaction that is happening, but also there are a lot of insights which are coming in terms of alerting the organization on any risk. All this vision, okay, needs very, very solid digital foundation. And this is where I think the CIOs are coming not only to digitize it, but lead the entire thought process in terms of driving the organization's sustainability strategy to be more and more tech savvy, and which itself, is going to use much less resources than what it is to be, uh, uh, you know, uh, kind of consuming earlier. And all these strategies need a very accurate measurement of results. And that is possible with a combination of operations technology, OT, as well as IT. And that only can make the data available for maybe a course correction or to validate that you're on the right course. And that's why CIs are actually getting a very, very core, role in the sustainability strategy. And that same thing is happening also in Sterling and Wilson. I think and I'm talking, more on a global sense before I come specifically to Sterling Wilson. I think the biggest challenge is our mindset, uh, because there are many organizations which do not want to implement a change either because of the fact that you are not too sure whether it is the right step, what are the technological challenges and risks which are involved, and also there's also a sense of physical control, sense of sticking to a particular set of equipments that I've bought it few years back, etc., which is there. The energy efficiency of IT infrastructure depends upon the level of technology that has been embedded, the kind of strategies that you have taken. For example, do you really want to go on-premise, or you want to go on cloud, or you go on hybrid? Now, each of them have certain unique advantages and disadvantages which are there. Um, Now, the disadvantages can be psychological, it can be a data security challenge, or whatever it is, or a location challenge, etc., which is there. However, what is really important is that if you really believe that sustainability is a core to my business, then you must find out solutions to implement your best plans for the IT infrastructure efficiency which is there. And that is where I feel a mindset change is going to be very, very important. Other real challenge that I see, especially in countries like India, is that some of these projects, depending upon the state of an art of technology, that the state of art of technology that you have really implemented, can involve significant capital expenditure or some sort of expenditure which is required, and that itself can be a deterrent for the organizations to pursue these bold, movement of upgradation of IT infrastructure, putting up better controlling and managing tools around it. Uh, Again, with my experience, I think this is again is uh, a challenge that can easily be overcome because there's so many choices which are available today. You can do capex, you can do opex, you can and there are n number of service providers who can provide you the kind of financial modeling that your organization is looking for, or you're comfortable with. But it definitely takes a very serious attempt to find a solution, define the solution, and find a solution to that. Uh, so I really don't see many challenges in terms of adopting this and improving the efficiency of IT infrastructure. In fact, it is a need of the hour to do that. So we have a fairly large, population of uh, computers, which is laptop and desktops, etc., which is there. Uh, Now there was and in earlier traditional way, after 3 years, 4 years, you would just uh, kind of retire that particular asset and then sell it to someone, or kind of do sell it to your employees, etc., which is there. And as the equipment gets older, in fact, it requires more and more resources to run it, and it causes a lot of risk. Which is what we have done in last 2 years, especially during the COVID times. Is that we actually tied up with uh, number of service providers which are nominated and empaneled by OEMs like HP or Lenovo, where we we have tried to refurbish, what you call repair uh, the laptops which are usable, but they have some minor problems which are cropped up. It may be the battery replacement, it may be just a keyboard replacement, it may be certain hinges have gone, slightly loose, etc., which is there. We are trying to actually refurbish, or not refurbish, but we are trying to repair those laptops from a proper partner network that has been built, which is geographical, and we are trying to reuse it. So the total reuse of computer equipments has actually gone up quite a lot. Now there comes a time in the life of laptop or a desktop where it is no longer usable. Right? This typically comes after 6, 7 years, maybe 8 years of use, which is there. And during this time, then we have a proper disposal process by which our partners who are coming, who are taking away this which is there. It's all done in a proper way. Our sustainability and HSC team also gets involved. There's a proper audit that is being done, and we are on the way to do our e-waste registration and certification also, to make sure that we are kind of following those processes as stipulated by the guidelines. Uh, so to answer your questions, the reuse and the circular movement of IT equipments has seen a huge upsurge in last 2 or 3 years, and we will continue to do that so that our entire consumption of fresh resources will go down. I think when it comes to enterprise sustainability, globalization is, I think, one of the key factors that really decides your success today and tomorrow. your diversity of your workforce is going to be one very important thing which is there. And when I talk about workforce, it is not only your employees, but there are also many indirect human beings which work for you. In EPC industry, for example, the ratio of direct to indirect workforce is almost, can be, depending on what kind of business you are in, can be 1.3, 1:3, or 1:, maybe 10 also, which is there. Now, it is also important that you really create a strategy around managing your workforce so that they feel very, very comfortable and they give you best, because tomorrow's world is uh, uh, is not going to be run by, so to say, old manufacturing machines, but these are human beings which are going to contribute to the entire thought leadership which are there, and more people that you have who are willingly contributing it, better your organization is going to be there. uh, Third very important thing that really is going to decide your success is the adoption of technologies. And when I'm talking about adoption of technologies, all these last few decades we have been really working with large applications which are like ERPs, the CRMs, and the uh, data lakes and whatever it is there. Uh, Tomorrow's success and even today's success is decided more around Industry 4.0. How efficiently you can get the data from the actual place of operation in a real time basis and make a meaning out of it, either to take an action or to decide your plan which is there, which is going to be the most important thing. And there's a limitless possibility that exists right between your offices, between your manufacturing or project sites, between the world of your suppliers and service providers, and very importantly, the world of your customers. Apart from that, in a country like India, as you must be really, reading, GST was one large, change that really happened. And today's GST data is not lying in your organization on your servers or in your files. It is lying on the cloud, which is of run by GSTN. Now, GSTN has become an integral part of your entire indirect tax compliance. How do you really take those flags out, whether your vendors are compliant, whether your customers are compliant, whether all the procurement that you've done is compliant to GST or not, because that can cause an unmitigated risk for your financial stability. If tomorrow you have to reverse certain credits because there has been a mismatch or something like this, I think this is coming as a very, very surprise loss item for many of the organizations which are there. And it is only because we have not really connected on the real time with the entire world. Okay, there's something which is missing and which needs to be kind of fixed, which is there. So if you really ask me, apart from what I described at the workforce about the globalization, about you making your strategies which are neutral to a territory, I think adoption of Industry 4.0 is going to be a very key element for your sustainability on this. And of course, the fourth very important thing is about the climatic sustainability. And every organization not only has to, in spirit, uh, adopt it, but also make an effective strategy about monitoring your compliances. How potentially you can reduce, wasteful use of resources, and very importantly, your carbon footprint, and how innovatively you can manage your operations to do better and better on those matters which are there. I think all of that is going to really decide that. Carbon footprint is the only, only area where there have been a reward mechanism that was instituted. But in tomorrow's world, there will be a huge penalties which will be associated with everything that you do. And I think an organization must be conscious of this and start making it as an integral strategy and a measurement item in everything that we are trying to do. And then only they will be, kind of, I would say, fit to run tomorrow's race. Otherwise, there'll be absolutely, absolutely unforeseen penalties that organizations are going to face.